Hey guys, how you doing? I'm here with Charlie. You may recognize Charlie from the what was it? The was it the Daygame documentary?
Beginner's day game,
Yeah,
beginner
beginners.
day game with Tom.
Yeah, beginner's guide to Daygame with Tom. Charlie was in the video. So we're just in Brighton at the moment. Yeah, just chilling out. But yeah, I want to interview Charlie on his journey through Daygame. Like he's made a lot of progress. I've seen it, and
For sure,
yeah, kind of
for sure,
talk
man.
about how he started, what he's doing now, and stuff. So yeah, let's go back to before you did the video and stuff. What was it like for you then?
To be honest, I was never too bad with girls. I mean, I wasn't like a complete chode, but I remember
What's a complete chode in your opinion?
complete chode. Well, just like a guy who just fails miserably with women. I was okay, but the problem was I think when I was about like 17, I was just like I think most guys are like this. They just not getting the results they want really. They
Yeah.
just they sort of, I don't know, get drunk, go to house parties, normal stuff, and they try it on with girls and they try to flirt with girls, and they never get the results they want basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, without going into too much detail, like I did have a few, like I think like most guys, it's more to do with luck than anything. You get like a few lucky experiences when you're younger,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you don't really. It's not what you want. You want to be like dating girls who are like your kind of girls who like meet your standards, and it's really hard when you're young and you have like no sort of guidance. You have no. I feel like nowadays there's no sort of rite of passage for men. I
Oh,
feel
there's
like
no rites of passage. That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
and for me, like doing day game and like cold approach, that was like my rite of passage growing up. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it really makes you develop in other areas and makes you a confident guy
Yeah, for
overall.
sure, man, for sure.
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, you were going to house parties, sort of winging it, just relying on luck, basically.
exactly.
Didn't
Luck,
didn't know what you were
yeah,
doing, basically.
luck, alcohol, and yeah, that's it
And
basically.
yeah, they weren't
not
meeting
not
your
a,
standards. Yeah.
not a good not a good idea in the long run or short run, I suppose. I mean, it's kind of fun. I think every guy should sort of do that, like sort of have a go parties and just
Yes.
like let loose and stuff. But it's not like a very consistent way to sort of meet girls. You need to have other options. You need to have some sort of plan. I think.
Yeah, you need to know what you're doing, basically.
Yeah.
So you start doing that, and then how did you first start finding out about day game and approaching? When was that?
Ooh, it's a long time ago. So when I was in like I think I was in college, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos. I think the first channel I saw was Simple Pickup,
Oh yeah,
and that
I
was
watched
like
them as well. Yeah.
very mainstream channel. And yeah, I was watching them and I was thinking like this is actually a really clever idea. Like it's so simple. Why has no one ever thought of this? Like talking to girls like in person
Yeah,
instead
in person. Yeah.
yeah, instead of using like dating apps or yeah, like hooking up online. This was like a really more honest and direct way of meeting women,
Yeah.
like going up to them in coffee shops, streets, shopping malls. Because yeah, it makes it makes so much sense to me compared to just going on Tinder or something. Because
Yeah.
Tinder, it feels it's kind of disingenuous and it's just not the same thing. It's not like face to face, like with meeting a girl. Even in like a club is better than doing on Tinder. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Tinder's really
mm,
pretty shit, isn't it?
it's awful. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I've
pretty
had a
poor to
bit
be
of luck on
honest.
it, but it's not very good.
It's very inconsistent, and like the quality is really low, isn't it?
It's awful.
Yeah.
It depends on what country
Actually,
actually.
no, it depends on the
Yeah,
country. Yeah.
I
But
did
in the
actually.
UK, you think it's
Mm,
pretty poor.
I would never use it in the UK. I guess if you're, it's a good way to do it. If you're on the toilet or something, you can just sort
Yeah,
of
just do it
swipe,
like absolute
maybe.
shit.
But even that, I found when I was traveling, I was thinking, oh, it's an extra funnel, it's an extra way to meet girls, but actually, it became more of a distraction because it's like a, when you could be going out and meeting girls, you could instead of doing that, you end up like sitting on your ass, just like swiping, and you're not actually doing anything when you're doing that. You're just playing on your phone basically. It doesn't actually do anything.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you watch Simple Pickup, And then when was the first time you did your like first actual open and cold approach?
Oh, so well, I go back a little bit before that. So basically,
Okay,
I watched loads of simple pickup videos, and I kind of thought to myself, okay, this might work in America, but what about in the UK?
yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah.
I typed in like Brighton pickup, and I watched. It came up with a street attraction video. Rest in peace, street attraction. But it was like Richard doing like some approaches and like it was like the Brighton Marathon, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this
Those
guy.
guys are good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still one. They are some of the best guys like in the scene for sure. But like I was watching Richard do this, and I was like, holy shit, this guy is so charismatic and so confident, and he's just. I didn't know these girls even lived in Brighton, to be honest. Like they're just going out their everyday lives, and he was just going up to them and just doing this crazy stuff. I just never seen
Wow.
anything like it before. But yeah, so basically, like most guys, I binge watch videos for about 2 years. I didn't do any approach. I would go to bars and clubs and stuff and then try that there, but again, it was not very successful.
Yeah.
And then I think, yeah, after 2 years of just binge watching videos and not actually taking action, I remember I was on the beach one day and there were all these like really, really hot, like, I think they were like Brazilian girls. And
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try and do this. I did it and instantly it was just, I think she said something, I don't think she said anything. I think they just like looked at me and looked away and I was like, oh, this is awful. So that was my first one. Like the first one's the worst one. And then I think I got in contact with Tom Torero, and he was offering to do training for free. The catch was it has to be on video, and that's how I got into doing that video with
Oh,
Tom.
yeah.
So yeah, that was my first approach, and then I started doing. I did the coaching with Tom, and I mean you can still see in the video. It's still up on YouTube. You can see how nervous I was and how scary that shit was.
Yeah. Very nerve-wracking. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I remember. I think being on camera actually made it a bit easier, actually, because it's almost like imagine I was on like a TV show or something, and you sort of have to do the approach. It gives you like more sort of not motivation, but it's sort of just it forced me into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you need someone to force you into it, I think, because like I was just trying to do my first approach for ages, and it just never happened, basically. But then I realized what you need is someone else to push you into it to actually do it. That's like the key. I think most guys need that.
Yeah, you need the accountability
Exactly.
to do the approach. Yeah.
And I get it, guys. Like, I mean, I'm a fucking massive introvert still. I'm a confident introvert, not a shy introvert anymore, just to clarify. Because you can be introverted and be confident. It's like people think those things don't go together. But I used to think I could do everything by myself without any outside sort of like accountability, basically. But that's what you really do need. There's like a saying, and they say like your approach anxiety goes down 50% if you've got a wing with you, and that's so true.
Oh yeah.
You just need someone to push you into it to do.
You can't do everything by yourself.
Exactly. Eventually, you have to learn to do it by yourself. But just for the first, well, for me, for the first like 100 or so approaches, it really did help have someone like pushing me into it and helping me out. So I remember, I did the beginner's Daygame. I was getting numbers and a few dates and stuff. And I remember we did quite a lot in Brighton. That was quite fun.
Oh,
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a lot of approaches together, haven't we?
Do you remember that day? I did like 10 approaches. I got 5 numbers in a row. Do you remember that? It's so,
I think so. Oh,
it's
yeah,
so long ago.
I think, yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Was that 5 numbers in a row? Even like if you're a good day gamer, you would know that's pretty rare.
That's really good. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I got my first like kiss close with this Turkish girl. It was a really nice girl.
I was there that day, wasn't I?
Yeah. Well, I invited her out. Like it was in the library. I think I did like a library approach, and I invited her out like 2 days, and I got my first kiss from her. Yeah, and that was like my second week of doing day games. So
that feeling is awesome, like, isn't it?
It's like an ultimate high. I think it's addictive in a way, but it's
addictive. You like destroyed your limiting beliefs and all that.
Yeah, and very fast as well, because I went from just thinking this shit does not work to actually, oh, it does work, and it's
Yeah.
not that. Okay, it is hard, to be honest. It is quite hard,
You
but
do have to face no's, isn't it? Like talk about
yeah. I was gonna say
yeah.
I was gonna say it was really easy, but no, it's actually I'd say the actual learning it is pretty easy because there's unless you want to get really like technical, the basics, the fundamentals are pretty simple to learn. But actually, the hard bit is like the mindset stuff. Just keep like having to keep pushing through and trying to just getting rejected all the time. It can be really hard on you, like the highs and lows.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Even when you're good, you're going to get rejected still. So,
Oh yeah,
like, how did you?
yeah.
What's your mindset when you got your first few approaches? You were dealing with the rejections. What was your mindset with that?
Well, to be honest, like I was quite lucky because I was doing coaching from Tom, and Tom's one of the best guys in this industry by far. He got me doing it pretty fast. Like he got me, like I was getting quite a lot of numbers and dates right from the beginning, to be honest. And that's
Yeah.
because if you do it by yourself, and you get like nothing for the first few weeks, I can't really relate to that because that's not how my journey sort of started. I was actually doing pretty well from the beginning, to be honest. And then the problem is though, I was getting really overexcited about getting numbers and dates
Yeah, I know what you
because
mean.
it's
Yeah,
a nice feeling, especially when you first start. It's like a new
it's
thing.
really like this dopamine. Like, fuck, a number. Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
a date.
it's hard to unless you've done it. It's hard to explain how satisfying it is. But when you get results and stuff, it's amazing.
But you learn to realize that numbers are good, but
They don't
it's
mean
about
anything.
having solid conversations, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, you get
You know
flaky
what I mean?
numbers all the time. You have to make sure the number's solid. And numbers that don't. When I get a number nowadays, I don't even give a shit, to be honest. Because it doesn't mean anything. A number's just like little
It could be a
like
solid
ones and
interaction.
zeros on your phone. It doesn't mean like anything, to be honest. So
You can't fuck
yeah,
the phone number.
yeah, exactly.
But you want to make it solid. So yeah, you were doing quite a lot of approaching
Yeah.
with Tom in London, and then what was like the breakthrough moment for you
Ooh.
when you're
What do you mean by breakthrough?
like when you're
Which
like,
one?
God, this is really possible. Like you start getting your first few lays or
Um,
successes.
well, honestly, that's all right. It's okay. Um, so because I think it's a hard question to answer because there was multiple points in my career when I had
Your
like different
career, yeah.
realizations. I got Daygame career, but I had like different sorts of realizations. So it happened. So first you get a number and you're like, wow, that was actually really easy. You get a date and you're like, wow, this is possible.
Yeah.
And further and further, you get more results with like hotter girls, and you're like, this stuff's out there for you, and you don't even. Most guys, 99% of guys don't take initiative.
So why do you think that is? That like a lot of the guys watching this video later,
Yeah.
why do you think a lot of guys that you said they don't have initiative or they just don't take action? What do you think is that? Why do you think
Well,
that's?
going back to what I said before, I think that the number one reason is they don't have someone to push them into doing it, because that's what it took me to do. I remember walking around Brighton trying to do my first approach, and I would walk past and I just completely freeze up. Like it was like I was paralyzed. It's such an intense feeling when you're first trying to do it, because yeah, it's just really hard trying to get over that approach anxiety. And for me now, it's kind of hard to sort of
Not do it,
sympathize with
right.
people. Yeah, oh yeah, that as well. But
I've seen you, man. Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to sort of what's the word? Like relate to people who've got really bad approach anxiety, because that's such a long time for me. Sorry, that's such a long time ago since that was like my case, and now it means nothing to me. Like approach anxiety is
Yeah, I've seen you doing it. Yeah,
yeah.
beast, yeah.
Okay, after a few months of not doing it, maybe it comes back a few times, and it is always there in the back of my mind a little bit. But after like 2 or 3 approaches, it's nothing really.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
One
So
thing,
why are we saying
yeah.
guys don't do it then?
Oh, because they don't have anyone to give them to push them into
Accountability.
it. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Like you could do it on your own. You could push past approach anxiety, and if you do, fair play to you. That's impressive. That's better than what I was doing at the beginning, because I had to have someone really help me. But um, that's the main reason. Approach anxiety is fucking brutal, man.
Yeah, it is. It is brutal, I want to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what was the biggest highs you've had so far then?
So I think I had last year I was dating a very hot girl who was, you would normally say, out of your league, like very out of your league.
Yeah,
And when I say that, I don't say that lightly, because literally we were walking around. I mean, walking around like town, and literally there were guys trying to like flirt with her and stuff, and like people. I remember two times like these guys came up to her and said like, "You are the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life," and I was thinking like, what a chat. But
well, it showed.
yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I was like, okay, this is giving me a fucking huge ego boost, because like if guys are literally saying this to my girlfriend, then like I must be doing pretty well. I think I think Nick Krauser wrote in Daygame Mastery how like you know you're dating a hot girl when you walk into like a bar or something with her, and every guy turns his head round and starts looking like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know
He
what
takes
you
their
mean.
glasses off, like, whoa. And literally it was like that times 10, and I was thinking like, this is pretty sick. Like, and if I didn't even take initiative, they didn't even do anything, I could have easily walked past her and done nothing, and it would have been fucking awful. Well, I wouldn't have known it would be awful, but in hindsight, well, not hindsight, if I didn't do anything basically, then I wouldn't be in a position basically.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now, like, you've been traveling in Warsaw, Prague, Poland. Like, what did Daygame do for you in terms of opening up your? You started changing your lifestyle, and
Yeah,
you
for
seem to
sure.
change your mindset on other things. It's not just about getting laid, is it?
No, well, Tom Terrero said day game's a Trojan horse, and that's so true, because yeah, like from doing this, from getting into this kind of thing, like my confidence is just so fucking high right now. Uh, like I have like so much less fear in like business and just day to day situations. It's so cool. So like right now, I'm trying to focus a bit more on the business side of things. Basically, I'm trying to get like an income where I can travel and sustain the lifestyle of like
Yeah,
traveling and yeah, doing this kind of thing. But yeah, it's opened the door to so many things. Basically, like I'm just more confident in every aspect of life. I've got like abundance of girls, so I can sort of, even when I've got like no girls like I'm seeing at the moment, then I can just be in my head. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Tomorrow I can go out and meet like two girls, get some numbers, and it's just like nice having that sort of area of your life under control. Because
most guys don't.
and I think honestly, I do think it's it's probably the first thing you should sort out in your life, because once that's out of the way, you can then start focusing on like business.
There's a lot of
other
guys
areas,
trying to focus on business. They think that's going to get them women.
No.
That's not the case, is
And
it?
it's kind of like it can go both ways. So doing that, if you're successful in business, you can it just feed into like your dating life, because girls do sense when you've got your shit together basically. But at the same time, like it's not going to be like a make or break thing, because ultimately what gets girls is your vibe and your game, pretty much. I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And looks going. There's a certain degree of looks that go into it as well, but it's not that important, to be honest. I know guys who are like, most guys would say like, oh, he's like I don't know, like a 5 out of 10, and I've seen guys like that with super hot girls. So it's obviously bullshit to a certain degree. To a certain degree,
Yeah,
you got to have game to like get girls out of your league.
yeah, you do need game. Like,
Yeah.
it's very important. So now with the business stuff, what's your plans with traveling and stuff like,
Yeah.
and with the income, what's your kind of plans now then?
Yeah, so right now I've got two sort of things I'm working on. Or yeah, three. I'm doing a bit of coaching at the moment for Daygame. I'm also doing affiliate marketing. I got into that. Thanks, Benny got me into that kind of stuff. It's really cool.
With Tom, yeah.
Yeah, for Tom Wade. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited about that as well. And the third thing, I've got my own like music business, which I've been working on for a while. So that's going to be like sort of 3 funnels for me, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now you say open the doors up. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Whoops, shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So, yeah, it's still live. Yeah. So, what would your advice be for guys who are watching this who just want to get started and stuff?
I would say get someone to coach you. Like that's the best thing. And honestly, Benny is like one of the best day gamers I know. Like he's fucking great. Like not
Thanks.
to be sure you go too much. No, like you're a fucking great day gamer. Like I think it's one of those things. Like I was saying, you just need to have someone to push you. That's the first thing. But then also you need someone to like just to teach you the fundamentals and the basics. And yeah, you're definitely one of the best guys I know for sure.
Thanks. Yeah. So Charlie's right. Yeah, she's pretty hot. Getting a coach.
Distracting.
Yeah.
Distraction. Yeah.
Getting a coach, someone to hold you accountable. Like that's why Charlie is getting the results he is because he put the work in. And
Yeah, but that's like the first sort of thing. I think because like yeah, you need that accountability. But then the second thing after that, once you've got past the approach anxiety, you need some direction. You need someone to tell you what to do, what to say. Because if you wing it, you're not going to get results unless you're like I don't know, like a male model or something. Like, but most guys aren't in that position. Like if you're an average guy and you're trying to sleep with hot girls, you need to learn some game, and that's what ultimately it comes down to. And I think you definitely got some of. If I'm being honest, like you've got some of the best game I've seen. Like you're fucking good. Like
thanks. Yeah,
yeah,
I appreciate that. Man.
yeah, like really fucking good. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what I say. Like I remember when I first got into it, and it's kind of like an interesting thing because so when we first started hanging out and doing games together,
yeah,
I remember the results you were getting, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like, how can you like? How's that possible? I don't understand that." Like, I was just like, I think I slept with like 2 girls or something, and you were just doing it every fucking day almost. Like, I was like, "What the fuck?" It was
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, what the fuck? How is this possible? And now again with like this affiliate marketing thing, it's the same thing with business.
yeah.
And I think there's like some very strong parallels between business and day game.
Oh yeah.
And again, you're making this money and stuff, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do this? And then I see it happen, and I'm like, oh,
Well, it's like another paradigm sort of shift.
yeah, it's almost like learning day game again with like business. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is very
Yeah.
interesting topic. Like this. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Yeah.
No, I'm just being honest.
Yeah. So like the similarities between business and like game, they seem very correlated. What Charlie's saying is really true. Like it's
And
yeah.
one piece of advice I would say, don't focus on one thing. Don't focus on just okay. Maybe for like a few months, maybe focus on day game only because to be honest, you have to get a bit obsessed to get good at anything. But I do think that when you get good at day game or just any game, it doesn't have to be day game. When you learn like these skills, it feeds into business, and when you get good at business, it feeds back into that. So they sort of like help each other out and in that aspect. So like you have to have like different things going on in your life because like for example, say you're talking to a girl, right? And she's like, so what do you do? You get past like her point and you're asking her like, oh, what do you do? She's like, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you do? And you say to her, I do day game. I talk to girls. Like you've got to have some things in your life going on outside of that. And if you say to her like, oh yeah, well, I run my own business. Yeah, I'm just doing this traveling thing. She's gonna be like, oh my god, that's amazing. That's so cool. And it's not about being a provider because people mistake that for thinking, oh, like you've got money, then you can. It's like provider game and stuff. It's a completely different thing because that is, it's a bit. I think Jimmy said this as well. Like girls like winners, and if you've got your own business together, if you're making money, you're a winner, and girls like that, you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Charlie's right. Like you have to have other things going on, and yeah, you don't want to be coming across obviously like a provider, but yeah, you don't want to be relying on day game. You have to have other things going on. So
exactly.
once you get good in this, it can like feed into other areas. business, other things you can really help you level up in those areas. But yeah, if you guys want to get coaching and want to level up in your dating life with Daygame, send me an email, bennyconfidence@gmail.com. And yeah, if you want to learn also how to start an online business, you can also send me an email as well. Any other final comments for the guys?
I'm trying to think of something we haven't covered yet so far.
Oh, yeah.
Just if you haven't done any day game before, just give it a go. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing's going to happen. I think people get scared that there's all these like scary scenarios in their mind.
In their mind, yeah.
Yeah. It's all in your fucking head. The worst thing that happened to me in day game, the worst thing was a girl saying, "Go away." That's like one out of God. I've done like 2,000 approach. I've lost count.
You've done a lot. Yeah, you don't count anymore.
And that's like I don't know. My maths is crap, but like it's like a tiny little percentage of like the smaller percentage. Usually, the worst thing that happens is like she just keeps walking. That's just nothing. The best thing that can happen is, well, I won't go too detailed, but you can end up with a really, really hot girlfriend. That's what I did. It's fucking amazing. Like,
Exactly.
it's not hot. It's not. Well, you got to put the effort in. That's the thing. You got to put the work in. But when you're dating like an amazing girl, you're gonna have some days where you're thinking, what the hell am I doing? But then you do get the results you want, and you realize like why you're doing it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%, guys. Just think, what's the best situation that can happen? It's a win-win either way. You're still building your confidence either way.
Exactly. Even if the worst thing happens, even if she punches you in the face, that's a funny story to tell people.
Yeah, still a cool story, right? Yeah, and you can make it a funny story. Yeah.
And if that happens, like I don't know anyone that's ever happened to, but if it did happen, then you'd be like, okay, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You can only get better from here, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys. Awesome. Good to speak, mate. And yeah. Subscribe below if you haven't already. Okay. Thanks.
Take care.
Peace. Yeah. Bye.